I've got my raisins, and we'll see what this is all about soon on Kids Church. So come on, let's go. Grab your friends. Let's have church.
Miss Jen.
What are you doing?
Well, is this your lunch?
Well, yeah.
That's your lunch? Oh. So guess what? I was thinking we could have a competition.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to set a timer for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to see who can make a taller ant tower.
Oh, it's not like a race to eat raisins?
Ew.
That's the next video?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to get 30 seconds and you're going to stack these ants on top of each
These
other.
aren't ants or raisins?
They're ants on top of each other, and you're going to try and see who can make the tallest tower. You have to be strategic, and if it falls over, you got to start over.
There's no antenna on these.
Are you ready?
All right, we're pretending. Look at my ants. Ow, it stung me. Let's
Ants
make a
don't
tower.
sting you.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they bite you.
I don't know. They definitely don't stack on each other in the form of raisins. Okay, fine, let's do it. Challenge accepted.
Okay, so we're going to need a timer for 30 seconds.
Okay, ready, go.
My tower is going to be way bigger than Miss Jen's.
Oh, the ants go high. We just learned that ants can have a tower. They're the highest. What was it you said? The highest anthill was 3,700.
That's 3,700.
3,700 miles.
Time. Look at mine. And look at Miss Jen's. Who wins?
You win.
I do. Woo!
That's good stuff.
All right. Well, thank you for
Snack
coming to
time.
my competition.
Let's see how fast we can eat.
Okay, ready? Set, go. I win.
This is my faith, this is my focus. All of my days, I know where my hope is. I live it loud, I shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you. This is my faith, this is my focus. All of my days, I know where my hope is. I live it loud, I shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you, oh yeah, oh yeah. Woo! You ready? Come on, let's go. Hands in the air, hands in the air. I know you're there, I know you're there. for where I'm going. No, you go there too. I'll keep on looking, looking, looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my all. You are my own. You are all. You are my own. You are all. Kiss. I'll fix my eyes on you, on you, on you.
I've got my Bible. It's Bible story time. Are you ready? This week, we are going to move away from Luke for a tiny little bit. We'll get back to it. But we're going to go into Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 6. So go get your Bible and I'll get mine open and ready to go. There it is. Proverbs 6, verse 6. Pretty easy to remember, and you can read this with your family. Okay, let's watch the video, and then I'll come back and we'll talk more about it. Are you ready? Lights, camera, action!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verses 6 through 8.
King Solomon was young when he became ruler of Israel after his father David. One night, God spoke to him in a dream.
Ask for anything you want me to give you.
What? Solomon had just been given the greatest gift of all time. He could have asked for anything. Unlimited money, the power to defeat all of his enemies, or even to be the best-loved, longest-living king of all time. Instead, though, Solomon made a different ask.
Lord, you have now made me king, but I'm only a little child. I don't know how to carry out my duties, so give me a heart that understands. Then I can rule over your people. I can tell the difference between what is right and what is wrong.
Solomon asked for wisdom, and God gave it to him. In fact, Solomon became known as the wisest man to ever live. Over the course of his life, he shared many wise sayings that were later recorded in the book of Proverbs.
These sayings are to help people do what is just and fair, to help young people learn wisdom. Only fools refuse to listen and learn.
The wisdom recorded in Proverbs gives godly advice about nearly everything, from using words wisely to staying away from trouble. But the most famous passages talk about the value of hard work.
You people who don't want to work, think about the ant. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, it has no leader or ruler, but it stores up its food in summer. It gathers its food at harvest time.
When was the last time you paid attention to an ant, other than the one that you were going to squash on the kitchen floor? To better understand what Solomon means about work, well, I think it's time we take a closer look. Did you know that there are about 1 million ants on Earth for every single human? Yikes! My skin is crawling right now. But just look at how amazing these little guys are. Like Solomon said, nobody lays out a set of rules for them. Nobody offers them an allowance or more screen time if they finish their work. God made them in such an incredible way that they stick with it and get the job done. In fact, some ants can lift up to 50 times their own weight. If you were that strong, you could lift an entire car. And ants use that super strength to store up their food, just like we see in Proverbs. And ants also work smart. They leave a special trail of chemicals called pheromones that tells them where they've been so they don't get lost or repeat themselves. And ants are incredibly creative. They actually farm aphids in order to have a constant supply of the honeydew aphids release. And the ants' creativity doesn't stop there. In times of flooding, ants will even protect the queen by forming a lifeboat with their own bodies. Just like Solomon reminds us, ants do whatever it takes to gather up the food they need and to protect their colony. They know how to get the job done, and that's with only about 250,000 brain cells. But you? God made you with 10 million brain cells. He's given you everything you need to work strong, smart, and creatively. And because God has given us so much, there's so much more we can do. In the New Testament, Luke records some of Jesus' words.
Much will be required of everyone who has been given much.
You are creative and strong. You have a brain that works like no one else's. You are determined. And most of all, you are created in God's image. That means that you can work hard at whatever it takes to show love to God and the people He's made. Sometimes that might look like helping raise funds to provide clean water for kids on the other side of the world. Sometimes that might look like cleaning your room before your mom has to remind you 5 times. Or working hard to help your little sister to build an epic Lego palace. Whatever your work, remember Solomon's wisdom.
You people who don't want to work, think about the ant. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, it has no leader or ruler, but it stores up its food in summer. It gathers its food at harvest time.
Be wise. Work hard. God has given you everything you need to follow through.
Proverbs 6:6. King Solomon said this. He wrote this down. He said, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise." Consider the ant. Did you know the ant is a very, very hard worker? And he doesn't complain. He just keeps on going. We don't want to be lazy like a slug. A slug, you know, have you ever seen a slug like a snail? They move so slowly and they're just, we don't want to be lazy. We want to work super hard and we want to show God's love to everyone. We show it by being responsible in the things we have been put in charge of. So we're in charge of taking care of ourselves, taking care of our family, taking care of the things that are important for us as a kid to do, like maybe cleaning our room, eating all your veggies, maybe cleaning up the kitchen, maybe even doing the dog poop or the cat box, all those stinky things. But if you are put in charge to do it with all your heart and work super hard. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to do it and complain. And that's what King Solomon said. He said, don't be this way. He said, be an ant. Be that way. And then we get to go back to Luke. Are you ready to go back to Luke? It's all the way over here. All the way over here. In Luke 16:10, it says, whoever could be trusted with little can also be trusted with much. If your parents or your teacher or someone you know gives you responsibility with a little bit, maybe you'll get to do that really, really well and you work super hard. Then you'll be given trust to do something else even bigger. Like maybe you turn into be a paper picker-upper in your class, and that's a little job. And then you get to be the line leader, which is a really big job. Before you know it, everyone's talking about you saying, man, that kid sure is responsible. That sure is a good kid that works hard. So let's be a hard worker ant for the rest of this week. We'll see you next time. Bye. Do you know how to draw a sluggard?
Sluggard?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Like
what
a slug?
a sluggard is.
Like a bug? Slug bug?
Oh, like you go slug bug.
Ah!
Like
Slug
that.
bug. I was slow to the punch.
Okay, well, I just don't understand what slugs have to do with.
Because we're talking about slow and people that are lazy. And this Bible story that we learned today was all about if you don't want to work, then you're kind of like a slug.
But if you work hard, you're kind of like an ant.
An ant.
Ants
And-
work hard.
Yep. Solomon said, be like the ants, or considered like the ants, because they work really hard.
I have an aunt that works really hard.
Oh, yeah?
I have like 6 cousins.
Oh. Are we going to do a craft today?
We are going to do a craft today. Yeah, okay, so here's what you're going to need because you're going to want to do this with us.
You want some raisins?
Ew. Raisins look like ants. Here, watch. Zoom in on my finger.
You're eating my snack.
I'm definitely not going to eat this. It looks like an ant. We'll put it right here.
What are all these ants? So tell me about this craft.
Okay, so really quick, while we make our little ant pile, you go grab a piece of paper, a pen, something to draw legs.
Okay.
And if you have an ink pad, great. If you don't, get any colored marker that you want your ants to be. My ants, they're gonna be purple.
I already got my supply.
Ready, set, go. Okay, so you grabbed your stuff? Perfect. So if you have an ink pad, go ahead, open it up.
Okay.
If you have a marker, just take the cap off.
There's a lot of ants.
This must be a brand new one.
Okay.
Okay, if you didn't have an ink pad, that's okay. I know we're all at home. So if you have a marker, take the cap off, and you're going to carefully, sneakily, don't tell your color the very
Don't tell
top.
your aunt.
Sorry. Color the very top of your finger, like so. Color, and then you're going to stamp it on your paper, and then you're going to push really hard, and they're going to lift it up. Okay, and if you have an ink pad, you're going to go like this. Press. Oh.
Ooh. Look, it made a thing. Ooh. So I use the same finger
Yeah,
that I colored?
yeah.
Okay. I wonder if it's going to make it perfect.
Like this. And then you're going to take your pen. And ants, do you know how many legs they have?
Like this?
100. Just kidding. They have 6. So you're going to go like this. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you can make whatever you want. You could give your ant eyes. You could give your ant little antler things. You could even give him a curly tail. Do ants have curly tails? I don't.
My aunt will.
Okay. You can even
What
give him
about
a smile.
antennas?
You can put clothes on your ant, whatever you want. And you just get to keep making them. And then after a little while, you're going to have a paper full of ants. And it's going to remind you about our Bible story. That's pretty cool.
Consider the ants.
Consider the ants.
That's what Solomon said.
Oh.
Consider the ants.
Well, I'm going to name my ant. Sharky.
All my ants are going to go marching.
Okay. While you keep making ants, I'm going to read you some super awesome ant facts.
Oh, great idea.
Okay, ant fact number 1. An ant can lift 50 times its body weight.
What?
Yeah, like if 2 first graders were ants, together they could lift a car.
You're very
What?
strong.
I know. Ant fact number 2. Ants, they don't have ears. They hear by feeling vibrations through their feet.
Their feet? Like their feet?
Mm-hmm. And they have 6 of them. Yeah.
That's my vibration.
No. Ant fact number 3. Wherever ants go, they leave behind a special smell. The smell trail lets them know where they've been and how to get to their food.
You've been to blueberries.
Okay. Last ant fact. The largest ant's nest ever found was over 3,700 miles long. 3700.
Wait. 3,000,
700
700
miles.
Look at that. That's a long. That's a hill? An anthill?
Ant nest, yeah. How many ants do you think could go in that much anthill?
Millions. Like millions.
That's
a
crazy.
lot of zeros.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep making ants, but we'll see you guys next time.
What is
Grapes. Here.
Sometimes the road ahead can be so rough. You are the reason why I don't give up. 'Cause even when it's hard to see, I still believe. So I'm gonna trust your love no matter what. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Whenever I'm walking, talking, and everything I say and do. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Wherever I'm going, you will go with me too. Gonna live my life for you. no matter what. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Whenever I'm walking, talking, and everything I say and do. Yeah. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Wherever I'm going, you are going with me too. Gonna live my life for you. Gonna live my life for you. When I'm weak, I know you're strong. Won't be afraid, you'll be right here through it all. When I'm weak, I know you're strong. Won't be afraid, you'll be right here through it all. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Wherever I'm walking, talking, and everything I say and do. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Whenever I'm walking, talking, and everything I say and do. Gonna live my life for you, live my life for you. Wherever I'm going, you are going with me too. Gonna live my life for you. Gonna live my life for you. Gonna live my life for you. Gonna live my life for you.
Hello, today we are going to do some discussion questions. Questions that we discuss.
Okay, that pertain to what we heard in our Bible story.
Yes, and help us learn how to live out what we learned in our Bible story. And this week, our bottom line, super simple. 2 words. Do you know it? Work hard. Say it with me. Work hard. So, discussion question number 1. Describe a time when you had to work hard. What did you enjoy about that experience? What did you not enjoy?
So I had this project that I had to do, and it took a lot of time and a lot of commitment to get it done. But once it was done, it was awesome, and I was so proud of all of the work, and I did. So
I had to do that.
hard, and then I liked my finished product.
I had to do that in school one time, but I was the only one in my group that was doing any work. So I had to work extra hard. So I didn't really like that no one else was doing the work, but when it was over, I got the best grade of my whole group, and my teacher loved it. Discussion question number 2. Why do you think some people are harder workers than others?
I think some people are harder workers than others because some people actually want to work, and when they work, they're glorifying what God and Jesus has done for them.
Yeah, what God gives you. I don't think anyone wants to work all day, every day. But when you have a reason to work really hard, it's our responsibility. God gave us our job. God gave us our house, our family. Maybe God gave you the school you went to. It makes you want to work harder because you want to do it for Him.
Yes.
Discussion question number 3. If someone is super smart, like a genius, does that mean they don't have to work as hard as other people?
No, I think they all have to work the same because it's more of a physical work sometimes than a mental work.
Yeah. And we all have to work hard on our weaknesses too. Some people are super smart, some people are super strong. You gotta work hard in both ways. Discussion question number 4. Last question. What should be our motivation for working hard and not being lazy? Because sometimes I just want to sit on the couch and eat cupcakes all day.
True, that would be delicious and fun. But if you do work hard, it shows you doing what God's talents have given you.
Because we have a responsibility, especially as a Christian, to work really hard in every area of our life.
Every area.
Our chores, our homework, our parents have to work really hard. We have to work really hard when we're digging a hole in the backyard.
Yes.
Even when we're cleaning up dog poop. But we have to work really hard all the time, and not just work hard, but work hard with a good attitude.
Yes.
Yes. Huh. That was a pretty good discussion. What do you think?
I liked it.
All right, think about that this week, and let's see how you put it into practice. Bye, guys.